Well, influencers are back at it again, complaining about how hard their jobs are. And I'm talking influencers of all sizes, down to like 20,000 followers and up to like crazy high numbers. And JoJo is one of them. This all went down at the Australian TikTok Awards like 2 days ago.
It is definitely hard.
Try being an influencer for a day.
Do you know other people wake up and they work 10 hours straight on their feet? You're laying in bed, you post a little video and you're complaining, get a different job.
Honestly, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
All the influencers out there, lap it up. You are living the dream.
I know it looks fun, but it's hard work.
It's actually easy. It's not hard. Some days are really chill and then other days we're working like the whole day. I don't take it that seriously. Get to go to a bush trip every now and then.
It's not that hard.
You're giving your vulnerability up.
There are so many other people doing so much more than we are.
You have to think of content, you have to edit it, you have to film it, you have to be constantly relevant. And that is not easy.
It can be hard at times.
Sure, but when I'm going to put it into perspective, what so many people around the world are going through right now, our job is not hard, and I'm not going to stand up here and say that it is.
The influencer receiving the most hate from that viral clip on TikTok is this creator right here, Veronica. As you can see, the comment that she's responding to is on that post, and it says, "Petition to cancel Veronica B." She said that it is hard work and not easy. This is her TikTok profile. She has 552,000 followers on TikTok, which is amazing. It says she does comedy and Get Ready With Me lives. I'm going to show you a couple of her popular videos and just some recent videos. And let me know, when you watch them, do you think it appears like it's really hard work and not easy?
Please, can I have Scotch and Diet Coke? Okay, thank you. Excuse me? I have to pay? Is not included? No, it's okay. Don't worry. I will pay. I will pay from the card. It's okay. How much? 100? It's not 100. Take 100 and the rest for you tip. What is that? That's not even what I asked. You're not even listening to what I'm saying. Why can't you just understand me the first time? I'm not happy with that. Do it again. Why is it all in dot points? I want paragraph. I said, be more sincere, be more professional. Why are you typing when I'm typing? I didn't finish yet. But don't be too smart. This doesn't even sound like me. No! Hurry up. You do it again. Do you want some?
You can have a bite.
No.
I just want one bite.
Have a bite.
What's wrong?
Are you alright? Who
What?
eats a Kit Kat like that?
Normal people. How do you eat a Kit Kat? What are you doing?
I'm adding that to my ick list.
I'm adding that to my English. What do you mean, bro? I just had a bite of the Kit Kat. How do you eat a Kit Kat?
Like this, you break it. You break it. Like that. What is that? What did you do? Have it. I don't even want it anymore. Look what you did to it.
Thank you.
Now check out her response to that first video I showed you right here.
I'm copying so much backlash right now because I did an interview at the TikTok Awards where I said being an influencer is hard work. I fully stick by what I said. Being an influencer for me is not easy. Like, you can't categorize all influencers in the one boat. We all have different jobs. We all put in different amounts of efforts into our videos. And being an influencer doesn't mean you're just posting videos. That's not it. Like, there's a lot more to it. And also, I don't have a manager. I run 2 successful Instagram and TikTok accounts, and I do everything myself. I do my admin. I spend 5 hours a day on admin. Editing takes like hours. I do skits as well. Like it's not easy, okay? And like all the organizing, back and forth emailing that a manager would usually do, I also do that. And I'm not complaining. People are telling me in the comments like, oh, look, she's complaining about what she does for work, influencing, like, what a hard life. I'm not complaining. I love what I do. I'm so blessed to be able to do what I do. Like I said in the interview, it's hard to stay relevant because it actually is. Like, it's social media. You can be relevant one day and the next day no one cares about you or your videos or anything. So like, it's not easy to constantly be entertaining and coming up with new ideas. So you're telling me that all the actors that when you go and watch a movie, are you gonna go and tell them like, oh, your job must be so hard, you have to like read lines and like pretend to like play a role? Is that easy? No, it's not easy, but they make it look easy. You know why? Because they're good at what they do. I know I don't have the hardest job in the world. I didn't say I have the hardest job in the world. I know there are people out there that are struggling and they are working crazy hours just to live, okay? I'm not saying that I have the hardest job. And then there are some comments saying she's so out of touch. Like, sorry? No, I'm not. If you actually know me and you actually follow me, you know I'm not out of touch. Yes, it's a super flexible job. You can travel whenever you want. Like, you're your own boss. You're working on your own terms. Basically, everyone in that interview said influencing is easy. But honestly, like, I'm happy for them. Like, okay, cool, that's their experience. My experience is that it is hard work. So, like, why are people angry that I said it's hard work? Look, at the end of the day, you only know what I choose to show you. So, of course, you're going to base your opinion off what you see.
So these are the kind of comments she's getting. This is on that original video. It says, the only hard part of content creation is coming up with ideas and staying relevant. But if you're good, it's still not that hard, LOL. And then on her video, that comment right here says out of touch. The next one, and she says not in the slightest. Then the next one says there's no way she's for real right now. Very for real, she said. The thing that I personally don't agree with is the fact that she compared herself to an actor or actress. To me, being a content creator is not in the slightest similar to being an actor or actress. They work until like the middle. They have crazy long schedules. They can work until the middle of the night. They can go on location. They might have to be prepared for a role, like lose a bunch of weight or gain a bunch of weight. They will have to like make out with co-stars and it affects their marriage potentially. They have to change so much about them and they have to memorize crazy lines. Like if a movie is an hour, think about how much was actually filmed. I know when I do content creation, I say a video is an hour. Well, I could have 2 hours of content. You know what I mean? And I do this very part-time right now. Obviously, I'm trying to make more time for it now, changing my filming style. But compared to going to work, it is, in my opinion, not hard. It is very time consuming, which is what a lot of the comments say, is that it's very time consuming. But let's check out some videos now of creators who are like siding with the fact that content creation is hard.
I just saw Veronica B on here, posted a video in reply to a lot of backlash she's getting about a comment that she made at the TikTok Awards about how being an influencer, or I guess content creator, is hard work. And the amount of backlash and hate and negativity she is receiving about that comment, to me, and I'm hoping to some others, is just wild. And the comment section is full of people essentially like telling her to get a reality check and telling her to get a real job and comparing what they do to what she does and trying to say what they do is harder or whatever. Because she's talking about how it is hard work, it's time consuming, it's, you know, all of those things. And there's a huge part of me that agrees with her. I mean, everyone's hard is different, don't get me wrong. And there are some moments probably for content creators and influencers that are easier. And then there are definitely moments that are just as hard as so many other jobs. But the reason that it sort of annoyed me so much, seeing how loud the people in this comment section are basically telling her that what she does is not work, the reason it's probably like standing out to me is like, hang on. You're like this platform or Instagram or wherever, this is where you come to relax, to have a laugh, to calm down, to get inspiration. You come to influencers, you come to content creators, you come to these apps. But then at the same time, you just want to devalue what they do. Like, imagine if content creators and influencers weren't there, because there are a few people in the comment section like saying, well, it would be a better place if there were no influencers and no content creators. And I'm like, but why are you here? Why are you on this app?
Okay, I'm just going to cut it there because, yes, I'm getting triggered. But I think the problem is like, okay, she's like, why are you coming on this app? And like, basically, like, without these influencers, we would have no entertainment. And while to an extent that obviously is true, the problem is that influencers become out of touch. They feel entitled to everything. They're not thankful for their audience and the people who follow them. Literally, the reason why they even have a job is because people engage with their content. So the problem is a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them do lose the relatability, which obviously happens if you go from like living with like barely any money to suddenly having lots of money. But the problem is that they just become so entitled, which is why you see all these things about entitled influencers, right? To me, the only rational influencer sharing their take on this is this creator here, Shar, who has 145,000 followers on TikTok. I'm going to share her response to this, which is right there. As you can see, it says just watched. It is so good. And I think this is what keeps you relatable as a content creator or influencer.
I just watched that video on ABC Australia where they were asking influencers if they think their job is hard work or not. And I genuinely find it so annoying that half of them were like, oh yes, it's very hard work. You have a fake job. Being a doctor or a nurse is a real job. It's a necessity. If you stopped posting content tomorrow, the world would stay the same. You can just tell some of those influencers have never experienced a real job. The average person wakes up, works all day long, 5 5 days a week and you're complaining about posting videos. You get to wake up whenever you want, post a little video whenever you want, could take a break from posting or stop posting for a day. No one else can do that. Their job is there 5 days a week, all day long, and they have to be there no matter what. Like, your working day is you just going shopping and doing your makeup and then filming it. How can you sit there and say it's such hard work? You are so lucky. Like, sure, we have to think of the idea, film the video, edit it, but what? That takes like 2 hours. If that. Let's not pretend that it takes all day long. Every day that I wake up, I'm so grateful that it's not at the ass crack of dawn by an alarm and I have to clock and do a shift all day. Being an influencer is so easy, and if you say otherwise, I can just tell you've never worked a day in your life. A real job, that is.
And not shocking, she received a comment on her video from another content creator. I didn't look up their profile. Maybe I'll put it here. But it says, as a person who does social media full time, I disagree with you. It might look easy just recording a video, but trust me, most videos take hours to film plus edit. Then someone else responded to that comment saying, it's time consuming, but not a real job. I wish I could do the same. So that is the difference with social media versus going to a full-time job. And it doesn't have to even be like doctors, lawyers, nurses, people who work trades jobs, you know. Being a content creator is a luxury. We are very lucky in today's world that you can make money from home. But I think a really good point to make is the fact that most times you're doing work that you like. You're not going to make videos that you don't like. It's things that you thought of on your own that you want to do. You get to put your links in, you get to shop if you're that type of influencer, obviously. But a lot of people go to jobs that they hate because they have to put food on the table. They have to pay their bills. And a lot of people are not even getting by. And content creators maybe go on vacation and have to film it because that is their content, but then they're able to write off the trip or the trip is paid for. You know, it's really out of touch. And the problem is it's not people like this girl who made a really great video on this topic. It's the fact that these people are forgetting that by saying their work is hard, which honestly, my opinion is that it's not. I know people are not going to agree with me, but the problem is you're going to lose your audience. You're first of all becoming unrelatable, and second of all, by telling your audience what you do is hard work, why are they going to click on your links now? Are they going to watch your videos anymore? Like, are they going to want to engage with your content? Of course, that will still be there. People are still going to like watch them no matter what. Don't forget who put you there. Don't forget who made it possible for you. So probably watch what you say.
There is this interview at the TikTok Awards where influencers were interviewed about their jobs, and most of them were asked if their job is hard. And because I kid you not, each month this specific topic dominates my For You page. And guys, let's just be for real. There are so many hard jobs out there, and honestly, being an influencer is definitely not the hardest. By the way, this is my favorite scent. And yeah, editing things, you know, being perceived on social media is definitely very daunting. And there's so many aspects that involves being on social media. But let's actually not ignore that it takes great level of privilege to be in this space and thrive. And how so many people would love to be in your shoes and do what you do and get paid the amount some of you get paid. For example, I just showed you a perfume. This could have been an ad, and this specific video here could have landed me thousands of dollars. And I did nothing. It was no physical labor. I was not doing anything that involved breaking my back. I just had to sell you a product. That was it. And there's so many people out there that are so desensitized from reality, because if you ask them, would they ever work a 9 to 5? They will say no. Because they know damn well that the privilege of working for themselves, as they understand how easy it is for them to make that amount of money whilst using what they have. Let's be for real. Because this conversation is tiring.
What a lot of people do, and what I was saying earlier in the video, is that you compare it to doctors and nurses and that type of job. But while there are a lot of doctors, nurses, firefighters, tradespeople in the world, there are a lot of people who work customer service jobs, sales jobs, real estate, like all these type of jobs. And it's not just a 9 to 5. You are a lot of jobs. I had jobs like that where you think about it when you're at home. You're trying to think about how you can make a sale. You are coaching people at the job about like what they need, or you're having to cover shifts. You're not just working 5 days a week. A lot of people work more than that, 6 days. A lot of people work overtime, right? So it's really hard to compare it to a regular job. Like, yes, they're different, but I would still say being an influencer or content creator is actually not hard, because they say you're thinking about it all the time. And I know the mental, like, it's mentally draining because you're always thinking about new ideas. You're trying to stay on top of like the hottest topics. If you do commentary, even just an influencer, you want to follow trends, right? Like trending sounds on TikTok and trending pranks and all these kind of things that happen. That is a lowness on the mental load of having like a boss over you who you have to communicate with and who you're answering to. A lot of work you take home with you, and yes, you're able to go home and unwind, but like influencers can choose to shut off, but because everything is on your phone, you can't. But a lot of jobs and a lot of people out there, like I said so many times, work so many jobs that you can't just shut off. You don't shut off when you go home. That is a huge misconception that influencers don't seem to understand. And grinds my freaking gears, man. Now, the other side of the equation to really think about is the money. So this creator, Courtney Hawker, I think it is, she now has 221,000 followers on TikTok. But at the time of posting this video right here, she says she has 26,000, and that was back in May. So she's grown quite some time. I favorited this video way long ago, but it's actually working for this video. I think to remember about being an influencer is they are able to make as much money as they possibly can, right? With a regular job, there is a cap. Yes, there is possibility for overtime. Some people don't get overtime. Some people don't get paid time off when they become parents. Like dads don't get maternity leave. We have maternity leave in Canada, but you only get like 55% of your income, which is still great, but it's not livable, especially with inflation. And the thing about being an influencer is it creates passive income. So while they do make a video and they make money from that video, whether there's a sponsorship or not, they get it from views, like on all platforms. That video is not just generating income that one time that they posted that video, is generating income for all of eternity until they pull it off the internet or private it, right? So it's still making lots of money. So she makes such a great point here on it. Like literally doesn't matter how many followers you have. It's just about getting the algorithm and consistently posting, and then you'll make money. So they make so much money. So the payoff, while you have to think about it a lot of time and think about ideas, and that can be mentally draining, the payoff is worth it with how much money you are making, way more than a traditional job. So, and you don't have to commute. You don't have to like drive in the snow, wake up early, sit in traffic, like all this crap, you know?
These influencers that are telling you they're not making crazy amounts of money are lying to you. I don't care what they say. I have 26,000 followers and I average $300 a day passively. That means not trying. That means not working. That means my videos are accumulating so much from the past that even when I'm on vacation, I'm making $300 a day passively. So think about how much I make when I'm working, when I'm actually posting, plus all the passive income. And I only have 26,000 followers. And you're going to tell me that you're going to sit in front of a camera with 10 plus million people and tell me that you're not making money and you can't afford this and you can't afford that and you can't afford to help people in need ever? No, that's not fucking sitting right with me. So if you guys are wondering if these people are lying and it's not making any sense, it's because they are lying.
I'm someone who likes to find like all spectrums of opinions on a specific topic. So I showed you a whole bunch. I showed you people pro and against, but I think it's important to show this guy. His name is Wisdom K on TikTok. He has 12.6 million followers. Unbelievable. But he made this video on how influencers are lying to you. That is hard. And hear how much time he spends on a freaking video, okay?
Funniest part about all these influencers trying so hard to convince everyone that their job is difficult. Of course you think it's hard. It's your job. That's how a job works.
I'm being so incredibly serious when I say this. Any influencer who tells you this job is hard is either lying or just straight up lazy. I personally can spend anywhere from 10 to 24 hours on one video. I have to get the source material for whatever I'm doing. I have to style it myself. I have to shoot it myself. And I have to model it myself. I have to then edit, which usually takes the longest part of everything. Even with having to do all that just by myself, I will be the first one to tell you this job is easy as shit. You get to wake up whenever you want. You get to work for as long as you want. You can clock in, clock out as you please. You have no boss, you have no coworkers. Shit, you got unlimited vacation days. You get paid time off because when you post, your videos are still getting views, thus you generating revenue while you're doing jack shit. You get to decide how long your shift is. You get to decide everything about your job. You're literally your own boss. And yes, this can be a double-edged sword, but for the most part, it's fucking great. And there is no cap on how much money you can make in this job. Literally, people wake up, sit down in front of a camera, and just talk. 6 figures in the bank. I seriously just think anyone who says this job is hard probably just lacks real self-awareness. And this is coming from somebody who's never had a conventional job. I went from college straight to this shit. I never worked a regular job where I had to clock in, I had a boss, all that stuff. And I'm telling you, this job is easy. I feel like the people who say this job is hard, either A, never had a conventional job and just lack that self-awareness, or B, let's say they did, but they're just straight up lazy. And I won't lie, a good point that the person in the last video mentioned was that no matter what job you have, you're gonna complain. Every job does have its own hardship. People just like to play this game where they say their life is harder than other people's lives because, I don't know, it gives them some level of empowerment. And I'm not trying to say that this I'm not trying to say like this is the easiest job in the world. You obviously have to have a lot of self-drive and dedication to become successful. Obviously, like any job, there's good shit and there's bad shit. But to get online and be like, oh, my job is so hard.
This guy, King Harry on TikTok, I feel like he's just joking. It obviously sounds like he's joking, but this is the reality of how influencers talk on specifically TikTok about their jobs. And I've seen videos like this that are not parodies, that are not skits. They're very serious.
Here's why being an influencer is one of the hardest jobs in the world. Obviously, getting up in the morning isn't easy for anyone, especially influencers, as we do have to get up really, really early. My alarms are usually set between 10:30 and 11:30 a.m. and I am not a morning person, so you don't want to catch me between those times. So when I am up between the hours of 11:30 a.m. and 12 p.m, the show must go on for you guys, else I'd have hundreds and thousands of messages asking where I am. I have to go downstairs and make my salmon, avocado and poached eggs and sourdough bread. I have to do this myself, obviously, when my assistant isn't here. She only doesn't work on Wednesday. After all this has happened, usually I'll jump on at least 3 business calls, which can take up to 10 minutes each, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. Really limits my filming time for you guys, because obviously you guys are my priority. I usually then have to drag myself out to town to do some shopping. This is honestly one of the most exhausting things I think you could possibly do. Not only am I shopping, I'm constantly working. I'm always on my phone. I'm meeting you guys. Taking pictures isn't actually as easy as what it sounds. I think of different poses to do. A lot of brain power. Typically then I'll head home. I'll film at least 7 videos with different captions, which takes forever. Honestly, it's just the most time-consuming thing in the world. It really restricts the time I actually can spend with my friends and family. Obviously, you guys are my priority, so I don't mind. However, I would like to cut back to at least 6 a day. Obviously, get a lot of PR parcels, so going downstairs to collect them really limits my filming time for you guys. Obviously, you guys are my priority. Obviously, I just want to get as much done as I possibly can in the small time frame that I do have. After filming, etc., I then have to take all of my makeup off, do my skincare, my wind down, my therapy, my yoga session, which don't come free. Like, usually, I have to post an Instagram story of skincare I'm using, the therapist that I'm going to, the yoga class that I'm seeing. Just nothing's free in this world. I'll then be up all hours of the night until about probably 8 p.m. editing these videos and to think of the different captions. Hopefully now you can all see like an insight to my life and why being an influencer is so hard. Hopefully now you can all see that being an influencer isn't all it's cracked up to be. It does come with its challenges, but I'll see you in the next one. Like Kingdom Come. Thanks for always being the best and always supporting. I love you and appreciate you so much.
I'm going to end this video with this creator. So it's Annalise Tanoe. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I didn't take a screenshot of her follower count. I'm assuming she's probably doing really well. She makes a really good point in the fact that content creation is fun. What I do on YouTube is commentary, you know, about lately it's just been influencers, used to true crime. The great thing is you feel great when you're doing it. Like you feel like it gives you some sort of purpose. Like for me, it gives me purpose outside of motherhood. And I really enjoy having something different, like, cause I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom, you know, and then I do this whenever I can fit in pockets of time. So I feel like it gives you a lot of creative freedom and gives you a lot of joy. And yeah, I think it's a really great avenue. And influencers, stop saying it's hard. You're not relatable when you say that. You're just pissing people off.
The TikTok awards and influencers saying their job is hard grinds my freaking gears so much. Like, I don't understand, also ignore my hand. I don't understand how people can literally be that out of touch from reality to think that going to events, posting a lot of videos, like doing brand deals for thousands of dollars is hard work. Like, and I'm not saying influencers that do full-time jobs aren't busy. I have no doubt in my mind that they have a busy schedule, but you can wake up when you want. You can take your lunch break when you want. Like, you have so much freedom, and for the actual work that you're doing, the money is very high for that amount of work. And even if you are busy, like, I'm so sorry, like, filming videos is fun. It's fun. Replying to exciting emails about brand deals is fun. Going to events is fun. It's not hard work.